KPIX 5 News at 6 begins with a battle over trains hauling hazardous fuel. Neighbors demanding they be moved from Bay Area railroad tracks. Good evening. I'm Veronica Dela Cruz.
And I'm Ken Dafsita in for Alan tonight. New at 6, wine country neighbors are pushing back against a plan to store railroad tanker cars close to their homes. The tankers carrying liquid petroleum set off alarm bells when they first showed up near the town of Schellville a few months ago. KPIX 5's Emily Turner says that there may not be much neighbors can do about it. Emily?
Yeah, Ken, these 6,000 feet of tracks right here behind me are the intersection point of two very opposite arguments. Those who want those tankers here and those who certainly do not. 3.5 years ago, a small propane tank caused this explosion in Schellville and leveled a pallet facility. The neighbors haven't forgotten about it. So when big tanks of highly flammable liquid petroleum gas, or LPG, showed up in that same spot, they got worried and now are getting ready to take action.
Wooden truss company and a pallet company. Imagine all that wood.
Yeah.
If this goes, let alone these families and our family and the businesses.
The tanks are stored here by Northwestern Pacific Railroad, legally, on rails that SMART owns. The two parties have an operating agreement, but hadn't clarified the transport of hazardous materials until last month. You guys came out really strong out of the gate against this LPG, but now there's an agreement in place. What's changed?
So what's changed now is that we have the ability to require them to provide some important public safety precautions.
But legally, that's as far as SMART can take it. So local emergency responders ran drills last week in case of an explosion. But Max and his neighbors have already seen something like that and want to take the matter one step further, asking the Board of Supervisors to work with Northwestern Pacific to move the loads.
But when all is said and done, we will be carrying liquid petroleum. Obviously we don't want to anger people or upset them, but on the other hand, we have a business to run.
Now, the amendments to the operating agreement that SMART has with Northwestern Pacific Railroad went into effect just under a month ago. And some of those requirements here include Northwestern Pacific to have an emergency response plan for this hazardous material, as well as disclosing not only to SMART, but also to local emergency responders when they're moving it. This is the only place, according to this new agreement or the new amendment, that they're able to store it. Reporting live in Sonoma, Emily Turner, KPIX 5.
The LPG is not stored year-round. It is used by the refineries when they make their seasonal blends of fuel and are stored there around those times.